Grand evening, Ashe, happy 555. This is the Lion's Gate portal video for water sign placements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And so this video is basically going to be what energy that the universe is trying to tell you, what you need to be looking out for, or what you need to be kind of thinking about, bringing in, pushing out during this Lion's Gate portal. If you're unsure of what I mean by that, I did make a Lion's Gate portal explanation video. I will put that link in the descriptions, in the comments, so definitely check that out. But this is going to be for water sign placements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And this may resonate if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus is in these placements. If your sun is in this placement and it doesn't resonate with you, you may want to check your other placements, the other elements of the videos. Okay, so for the tarot, some things that I am picking up. I have 5 of Wands, which is like conflict, fight, battling, frustration, anger, and 3 of Wands, which is like future plans, connection, mind, body, and spirit, elevation, achievement. So it seems like water sign placement, some of you may be feeling unstable right now. Red is the color of base chakra. You may need to go out into nature and ground. You may need to do something, meditate, use some crystals, use something that you do to relax and ground, because you may be feeling really unstable because of a overactive or underactive base chakra. Some other things, you may just be feeling the effects of this Lion's Gate portal energy. You may be feeling sick, nauseous, fatigued, headache, migraine, body ache, anger, frustration, anxiety. You're like, oh my God, where is this coming from? This can be the effects of this Lion's Gate portal, and it can kind of diminish as we pass through this for some of you. Others of you, you may be feeling very frustrated, like you're not where you want to be in life. You may feel like every time you take a step forward, you get knocked a step backwards, and you're just like, okay, you know, I'm frustrated. I'm not feeling fulfilled. Things are feeling really unstable. What's going on? It seems like with this Lion's Gate portal, you have 10 of Cups, and Cups is water sign energy. 10 of Cups is happiness, fulfillment, completion, emotional fulfillment, things like that. And the Empress is, it can be marriage or pregnancy or fertility, but it's also like spiritual and financial fertility, abundance, grounding. So for some of you, the universe is wanting you to really focus on the people and things in your life that are unstable, and really making a decision. You know, this person or this thing that's in my life, are they worth the instability? Are they worth the unfulfillment? Or are they worth, you know, this drain and energy? Or if it's you, if it's internally, really focusing, okay, what am I doing or not doing that is causing this instability? What can I do different, or take a different approach? Or what short-term goals or long-term goals can I take? What can I do to step out of the box, or step out of my element, or stop making excuses, or procrastinating, or do, you know, repetitive behavior that keeps setting me back? What can I do with that so that I can move into a completion, so that I can move into a time of fulfillment, a time of fruition? So for a lot of you, it's either something going on with your base chakra, or it's some type of unstable energy internally, externally, or both, that you really need to focus on letting go of, or maybe taking a different approach, or redirecting some energy, or something like that. Some other things that came out, have the Emperor, Major Arcana card, High Priestess, Major Arcana card, Devil card, Major Arcana card, and these came out back to back. And Major Arcana cards are basically major life events, or very high impact energy, and then you have the Knight of Pentacles. So it seems like some of you water sign placements, you partake in self-destructive behavior, whether it's drinking too much, like alcoholism, whether it's drug addiction, whether it's, shopping when you don't need to be, or things like that, doing things that feel good short term, but in the long run set you back or make you feel worse. So some of you really need to start paying attention to the things that you do when you're aggravated, when you're depressed, when you're having anxiety, when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling frustrated, at your really low moments. Pay attention to what you're doing and ask yourself, is this short-term gratification worth the long-term effect that is going to give me, or the setback that is going to give me? And if the answer is no, then try to think of something better, something more high vibrational, or something less self-destructive that you can do. Also, it seems like a lot of you have really been ignoring your intuition. Water signs, you guys are highly intuitive. And ignoring your intuition really sets you back. It seems like some of you have not been establishing boundaries and ignoring red flags and not listening to your intuition when it comes to people. And because of that, you get hit with this karmic energy, or you get hit with these devilish people, these energy vampires. You get hit, financially, mentally, physically, emotionally with this energy because you chose to ignore your intuition, ignore red flags, or not establish boundaries. So some of you need to work on establishing boundaries and listening to your intuition when it comes to people that you're trying to have friendships and relationships with. Others of you, it seems like you second guess yourself a lot. It's a lot of decisions that you make that your intuition tells you one thing, but you second guess yourself and you do something different. And that in turn is not the best decision for you, and it's not for your greatest good. And you guys really need to stop second guessing yourself. Really start taking time to meditate or reflect on things, or, ask the universe or your guides for a sign or answer before you make a decision. Typically, the first thing that comes to your mind is your intuition, your gut feeling, and typically that's what you should go with. Also, some of you may be thinking about going back to school, networking, or investing in something, and now would definitely be a good time to do that. So during this Lionsgate portal, really think about choices. Really think about things that are causing you setbacks, things that are causing you instabilities, self-destructive behaviors, or lack of boundaries, or not paying attention to intuition and red flags. The universe is really wanting you to kind of sit down and think about that. Maybe even write it down or make a list. What are some of the cycles I keep repeating? What are some of the issues I keep running into in relationships? What are some of the things that I do for gratification when I'm at low points that set me back worse? You then have Six of Wands. Some of you may be struggling with self-esteem, self-confidence, or self-connection issues. You have Two of Swords. Or you may, again, be ignoring red flags with this Two of Swords. This is refusing to see. You may be ignoring red flags because you're very highly sexually attracted to someone. And that may be something getting you in trouble. You might be sexually attracted to someone and it's more so lust than it is love. And that can be leading to a lot of trouble in relationships, entanglements, and so on. So be careful of that. Also, be careful of any entanglements right now. They may not go the way that you want them to go. You have Knight of Swords, Seven of Swords. So some of you may be being deceptive or impulsive or lying or cheating, or it can be the opposite. You may be experiencing these things being put your way. And some of you are prolonging a breakup, or you're prolonging a separation. With this Knight of Cups, that is water sign energy. Ten of Swords is deading a situation, an ending. So some of you, something may have been really good at the beginning, and it may have had a lot of possibility for good opportunities, but someone's energy may have changed in the process, and it may now have become karmic or toxic. Even if it wasn't destined to be, Sometimes the future is altered based on people's free will. So if that is the case and you feel like you're lying or cheating, or you're in a situation where you can't be honest, or you're not happy, you want to break out of it, it's time to let it go. If you feel like that's something being done to you, listen to your intuition, because 9 out of 10 it is. Also, water signs, the universe is really warning you to really think about relationships, partnerships, and friendships at this moment, because it seems like a lot of times you don't really listen to your intuition, or you're not discerning things. Your intuition or your gut feeling, your mind will tell you something about someone. You need to pull away, or it's toxic. Even if it's a family member, your intuition can be saying it's karmic, it's toxic, pull away or take a break. And because you love this person, or have history with this person, or there's emotions involved, or whatever, you choose to stay in this situation. And the universe is wanting you during this Lionsgate portal to really start paying attention to the people in your life. Go one by one down the list, everybody that is in your immediate circle, and ask yourself, is this person karmic? Is this person toxic? What energy is being exchanged? What energy exchange has taken place between me and this person at this time? And if the answer is anything other than positive, loving, or some type of growth, you may need to pull back or cut it off completely. All right, so moving into the oracle water signs, something to focus on. I have claw. Be careful. Do not take risk. And that is actually coming in from the energy I'm intuitively picking up with it. Some of you are kind of like in a shell. You've been afraid to take a risk, or you've been afraid to break up out of something, or you've kind of stayed in a stagnant situation, or you kind of stayed in limbo with a situation because you're either afraid to step out on faith, or you're in your comfort zone and you're kind of scared to move out of your comfort zone into a discomfort. Or maybe you're shy, maybe you have like issues public speaking, but you're supposed to be some type of speaker, or it's maybe something is out of your comfort level. And this is the universe saying you need to step out and take some risk. You can't sit there and be careful and live in this bubble your whole life and then complain because you're not feeling fulfilled or satisfied. You then have jug, lighthearted, carefree time. So this is the universe saying it's time to move from this claw to this jug. It's time to kind of break up out of this, step up out of this comfort zone, and kind of go with the flow, or take that leap of faith when it comes to things. You have a handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Some of you may be wanting to network, or maybe wanting to invest in something, or kind of branch out, meet, or extend friendship, or extend a hand, or something like that. Now would be a really good time to partake in sociable events. Not saying like social events, because I know, Corona, but now would be a good time to be sociable, or now would be a good time to do some type of speaking to the public, or networking, or some type of connection. It may definitely benefit you. You then have Lily, spiritual love, not unsuccessful plans, leg, stepping onto new experiences, and temporary situation. So this is the universe saying your spirit and your soul path is really trying to expand. It's a time of expansion for you. It's a time of growth. It's a time for that little bud to open up. Flowers, they open up, they drop the seeds, they propagate, they do whatever, and they expand and they grow. But they can't do that when the bud is still closed. So water signs, the universe is saying your soul is trying to branch out. The universe is trying to branch you out into a very fruitful time. But because you're so scared to cut these cords, or cut these soul ties, or let this energy go, or let this family member go, or let this toxic thing go, or you're so scared of unsuccessful thing, you're so scared that you're going to fail, you can't even open up like you need to. The universe is saying it's time to step out on faith. It's time to step in a new experience, because you are in situations that were only meant to be temporary. You've already outgrown the situation, and you still trying to fit your big ass in this little ass tent, energetically speaking. You've already outgrown the tent. There's no room. It's busting at the seams, but you scared to step out of the tent because you think you might fail. So the universe is saying during this Lionsgate portal, it's a time to really write down your goals, write down the things that you want to achieve. You want to manifest things that you've been thinking about starting or stopping, or goals that you've been wanting to create or fulfill or pick back up or whatever. Really, really good time to just start focusing on what you've been wanting to do and how to get started in that. Moving into another oracle, these are some things that you need to be focusing on surrendering from. And you have surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. So water signs, this is basically the universe saying, don't sit there and pray or speak your intentions, burn your ancestral money, whatever, and then sit there and worry and stress and doubt. You either going to have faith in the universe or you're not. Either you're going to give it up to your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the universe, and you're going to know it's taken care of, or you're going to handle the shit yourself. If you can't waver, you can, ride the fence. So some of you, your ancestors or your guides, are getting really fed up, because they're like, how you got nerve to burn this money or burn this candle or leave this orange or do whatever, you petitioning me, and you not even giving me an opportunity to help you, because you still over there worrying and stressing and doubting whether or not it's going to get done. So either do it yourself and don't ask the universe for help, or ask your guides for help and step back and let it take place. Stop wavering the fence. Especially those of you dealing with deities and orishas. They will get pissed the fuck off. Ancestors too. Surrender to stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you to communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. And this can be being stubborn with yourself and impatient with yourself too. You have surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So make sure that you're taking time to focus on your happiness. You need to fill your cup up first. And then once your cup is full, whatever overflows out of your cup, the excess is what you give to people, because an empty cup cannot pour. So you fill your cup and then you give people the overflow. You then have surrendered the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. So, really trying to realize you can't fix someone. You can't. They have to want to help themselves. You either need to let them go completely, step back, or just be more understanding or more patient. You can't make people think the way that you think. You can't make people feel the way that you feel. You can't make people love themselves the way that you love them. Period. And if they're toxic or they're energy vampires, you sitting there trying to fix them and love them and help them, and they're just feeding off of you and breaking your energy into fragments, you're going to be left with nothing, and they're going to move on to the next victim. So be mindful of that. You then have surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you're telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step. That's short-term goals, by the way. You then have surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. So this is doors trying to open for you during this Lionsgate portal. You then have surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. And if this is the opposite, if you feel like someone's being controlling of you, then you need to speak up, establish boundary, or kind of pull back a little bit. And then lastly, some suggestions for self-care. You have journal, and you have looked to the stars. Now, water signs, you guys are naturally affected by the moon. The moon naturally affects all bodies of water, and you, of course, are water elements. So you guys may want to really, set outside and moon bathe or stargaze, or, collect some water, charge it up under the moon. That's called moon water. So you may really want to be tapping into this moon and star energy. That may help you feel more emotionally stable, or, the moon is a very healing, nurturing energy. It can really help balance you with all these side effects from the Lionsgate portal that I talked about in the other video. And then you have journal. And this would be writing short-term and long-term goals. This would be, writing out things that you want to release, people that you need to release, writing down ideas, and so on. So it would be a really good idea to write, especially if you can set up under the moonlight outside or in a windowsill, or do it, when the moon is out. That would really help as well. All right, so that is it for water signs video. Hopefully you guys got something that resonated with you. Definitely make sure you look in the description and the comments for the link to the Lionsgate portal video, or find that here on the YouTube, because that's a lot of important information. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Ashe, 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 and happy 555.